one.
All right, you guys, so this mare right here is probably, I would say she's like everybody's, she's like everybody's favorite. Everybody online asks me all the time when she's gonna be available. And I'm like, oh, we are so behind. But this mare right here is half Andalusian, and I think that her mom is a Korab, which is a quarter horse Arabian mare. So she's got a little Arabian, a little quarter horse, and a lot of Andalusian in her. So when she came here, we hauled her from Alabama here, and so part of the evaluation process kind of starts the day we buy them. Like Buster will tell you, from the moment we buy them, we have to start handling them. The horses that they bought at Atala on Saturday, Buster on Sunday had already kind of rode them around there. We had actually, one that we resold. Buster rode him for whatever reason. Jacob was like me, and we just resold him in the Sunday sale because he wasn't going to work for my program. So Buster had kind of already been through the horses, and not all auction barns are that way, but some of them are. They sell loose horses on the last day, and you can kind of ride some through. So anyway, but this mare came last month. When she got here, it was obvious that in the past she had probably been a little sick and was just getting over it. So we've given her plenty of time to recover from that. Her Coggin says she's an 8-year-old. Obviously, I went ahead, I mouthed her with what I thought. Buster, what do you think? Her Coggin says she's 8, and I told her probably closer to 9. Yeah. I'm going to say, I mean, I'm not saying she's not 8 years old. The Coggin says 8. From mouthing her, she's kind of got that 9-year-old hook. I'm going to say that beginning of next year, she'll be a solid 10-year-old. She's got good feet. She came with shoes on. She's really good to pick her feet up. But what we like to do is just see, okay, so when we haul them home from the sales, do they kick in the trailer? Are they hard to haul? Are they easy to load and unload? Most auctions we go to, we do stop halfway, and we have to unload everything and reload them. So we have a pretty good idea of how they trailer. If they get on the trailer good, if they're hard to get off the trailer. We've had some that we got loaded and couldn't get them unloaded. I've seen it all at this point. But this mare trailered phenomenally, and she stayed really sound, and I don't think that the 8-year-old age is far off. Just for my own sanity, she's 8, but I would say she's probably a little more like 9.5 coming 10. You can do what you want with that information. That's what I always tell my customers when they ask me. We do know she doesn't set back. She walks on the walker. Buster has ridden her. I mean, she just has done everything great. So our evaluation process is more than just, hey, we bought this horse at the sale barn on Monday and now it's for sale. What we try to do is just evaluate the situation from how did they act with other horses. You know, did they get really high-headed and discombobulated when they were pressured at the sale barn? Did they maintain sanity and just take it, like this mare just took everything in strides. She went through auction, she came here, she was just a little bit sick, she's been doctored. She has done absolutely nothing wrong, and she's been stalled the entire time. So I'm going to tell you right now, she is fat, she is fresh, and she could be standing here pawing and being ugly, and none of us could blame her because she's been trapped up in a stall. Yes, she gets out, but not as much as she probably should with her. But now you can see the snot nose is gone. She looks like $1 million. You can come here and show them. She looks amazing. And she has stayed super, super good. Buster, stop with that before I fire you. Oh my God. I'm a tail Nazi. Get the fuck away. Jesus Christ.
That food kills me.
No, stop. Buster's over here with the, he's over here with the curry comb going. I'm like,
No.
I see what you're doing. We have WD-40 for that. We'll buy some. He's over here currying her tail. I thought I was going to, I'm like, Buster, you have not had a woman lay hands on you, clearly. Oh. Hey, I hope you have feet, because I have hands. Buster's not afraid of me, unfortunately. I wish. If I could get my bluff in on everybody. Nah, okay, so this mare has been, I mean, honest to God, she has just been really, really good. We're actually fixing to take her photographs, which for me is one of my favorite things. I love to take her to photographs so that we can get her advertised to you guys. I feel like there's one of these open.
There is. It's over there.
Okay. Tell them, don't mind us, we're short staffed, so a little bit of a mess because we're short-staffed, but I can't even be mad because as long as my horses look like this, I don't care that the shed row didn't get raked. So for whoever's on there, it's like, your shed row, shove it up your ass, Helen. She's like laughing, Cheyenne's like, there's 200 horses here, and I don't have time to breathe. It's fine. I'm going to tell you that in a barn that's a private facility where one person's taking care of 5 or 6 horses, yeah, you expect it to look immaculate. There's times I expect my barn to look immaculate too because I'm paying 5 staff members. I'm short-staffed right now, and to be honest, I think mental-wise, I'm probably better than I have been because I have less to manage, and I'd rather my shed row look like this, and I want to reiterate, but my horses look like this. So we didn't break this damn shed row. We didn't break this damn shed row, but my horses look okay. Sorry, Buster. So there's a trade-off, you guys. So a couple things that I'm going to show you guys. So obviously today is, we already know this mare, she's been here. But what I want you guys to see is this is all stuff we take into account before we advertise something. I'm fixing to clean this mare's face up. She's standing here, I've been in her face, Buster has saddled her, he's fixing to hawk a back cinch off in her. We're going to take her photos. But all of this is stuff that I've seen, that I have, you know, I'm not selling horses, and I used to have to sell them. We'd buy them on Tuesday, and I needed them gone by Thursday because we didn't have the money to feed them long term. I mean, there's just a lot that's changed in 10 years for me, and it really upsets me sometimes when people want to hold the killers over my personal business. They're not the same. Like if you buy a kill pin horse that was bought on Tuesday and the only time I've seen it was on Thursday when I videoed it, that's not fair because and it's not that I would ever mean to have a misrepresented horse, but there's just only so much that you can see in one day. I mean, Buster, you've lived your life at the sell barns. And I know you've probably evaluated some of the sell you loved and you got them home and thought, what was I thinking, you know? And so that's unfortunately just part of it. And, but now that we have a little bit more money, and I do have my subscription group, so please join the subscription groups and join, you know, the Wild Tribe After Hours, the Wild Tribe Daily, all of those things really make a difference because it gives me just more liquidable income and I can keep them around a little longer. I mean, I don't know. I feel like my evaluations can be better. I mean, Buster will pick this mare's feet up and pick her feet out. We're going to paint her feet because we're going to walk her up there on the concrete and take her photos or on the asphalt. And so there's just a lot more that goes into the evaluations at this point. And the job I can do now, I appreciate. Now, if you buy an urgent horse up there out of the front pen that's headed to slaughter and you didn't see Buster and I saddle and ride it, buddy, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. And if you do throw a fit, Buster, I wonder if she lays down. Did you see that instant? I bet you she knows some tricks because when Buster went to pick her foot up, she started to lay down. And that is yeah. We're going to, before we go take pictures of her, I bet she's trick trained, which makes me kind of excited because Buster is a little bit more savvy, sell barn savvy, than most of the people that have worked for me. So I bet he can get her to do all the good stuff and things. How much? So when I go to take photos, there's a couple things too that we have started. Oh yeah.
She'll lay down. Yeah,
she will lay down for sure. So we'll get a picture of her laying. I'm sure we can get her to do it. We'll get pictures of her laying down, which will be so much fun. I'll braid her mane. I don't want her to think I'm trying to force her back. So we're gonna, isn't she beautiful? So we will get her up there, take her photos. Buster's gonna ride her. I'll get some videos. You know, Buster likes to kind of ride them a couple of days just around the pens. We've kind of got like a 1 mile, I call it our oval. It's the block, right around the block. 1 or 2 rounds and he can walk them, trot them, lope them, stop them, side pass them. The ground's a little bit harder. We can really see if they hit the ground good and solid and sound. It's not soft like an arena. And then Buster can take them in the arena, lope circles, stop them, kind of work them off the fence. So we have a pretty good broad understanding for what we're selling at that point. Now, obviously, the horses that we buy on Tuesday and sell on Thursday that are headed to slaughter, they don't get that evaluation. They don't get that amount of attention. They don't have that time. And I just want people to remember, if you buy a very inexpensive urgent horse, it's much different than buying one of our little bit better traders that have been here. And you get what you pay for. You're going to pay under $2,000. I mean, if a horse is headed to slaughter, they shouldn't be priced more than $2,000. So for under $2,000, you get what you get. And I just want to be very honest about that. But if you're going to give $3,500, $4,500, $5,500, some of these $10,000 horses, we put a lot of work into this. And Buster's done it his whole life. He's probably the best person I've had here to help me honestly evaluate them, because he's rode enough horses in his lifetime that they're not going to get by him with a, oh, well, I didn't know it did that. He's smart enough now. He knows what he knows. He's about like me. You can pull the wool over somebody's eyes. It's just not. We were born at night. We were raised in the barn, but we weren't born in the barn last night. So we try to do a really good job here. I want to go back to teaching a lot. So the reason somebody asked me today, why do we oil their faces? And it's when I take the pictures today, especially her headshot, just her being shiny, it's just, she's going to look better. I tell people, it's just the difference. I'm going to braid her forelock too, so when Buster's bridle's on her, that's braided down the middle. What it basically is it's the difference between you going to Olin Mills to have your family portraits taken straight out of bed, or you go have your family portraits taken and you curled your hair and did your makeup. The saddle blankets are like curling your hair. This little bit of polish and the hook polish is like putting on makeup. So we are getting to where we're taking all the photos of the horses, both sides, front and back, up on the concrete. And that way you can see their feet, you can see their legs. I don't put wraps or boots. Never buy a horse, ever, if every photo they send you, the horse has wraps or boots on. I tell people, I don't care if it's at a kill pen or if it is at a private individual, unless you've seen videos of it tied up, saddled, you've seen it go in and out of the trailer, you never believe what somebody says. So if something is a deal breaker for you, and this is my best word of advice, let's just say that you're like, man, I had a horse and it set back every time I cinched it up. You should be able to ask for a video, hey, this is a deal breaker for me. I love this horse. I don't want to waste a bunch of your time. I want to see that horse hard tied, cinched up. I can't have a horse that sets back. You should never have a problem asking for the things you need. I think if a horse is priced at $5,000 or above, and it's all the money that you can spend, it is important for you to do your homework. Watch them pick their feet up. Watch them pick their back feet up. It's no big deal. My trailer is hooked up. So if you're like, hey, I had a horse that didn't trailer good, it scared me, and now I'm super gun-shy PTSD. Can you please load that horse in and out of the trailer for me? It's nothing against you. I just need to assess for myself that this horse isn't going to, cause mental anguish for me. My trailer is hooked up, so if I won't send you that video, why? So when you go to buy a horse, even if it's not from me, you need to advocate for yourself. And this is what I see a lot of people not do. A lot of people are getting in that mind frame to where they think, oh, well, we just get what we get, horses are as is. They are. They are. You do get what you get, and you don't throw a fit, and they are as is. So you need to sit down and make a list of what you call your non-negotiables. I do this with friends. I do this with men, and I fucking do it with horses. If you want to belong to me personally, there are some non-negotiables for me. Some people in non-negotiable is cribbing.
How'd you wind up with me?
Yeah, Buster. I can handle Buster. He is not one of my non-negotiables. But I'm telling you that there are some non-negotiables for me. Some people, cribbing is a non-negotiable. I'll take a cribber all day long because I've learned with the right minerals and the right amount of gut check and a horse that has adequate turnout time, a lot of time you can improve that. I don't mind a cribber. Some people, absolutely no cribbers. So what I tell people is when you are looking for a horse, be open-minded and say, okay, I trust you, but here are my two non-negotiables. I want a horse, that's under 15 years old, please. I've lost some older horses. I really want a lot more time with my horse under 15. And listen, I have to have a horse that hard ties, and you have to be able to cinch them up hard tied. Those are my two non-negotiables. Don't send people a list this long. Now you're looking for a unicorn, and you're not on a $50,000 budget. Helen, sit down. Sit down. Sit down. But a reasonable amount of non-negotiables is not too much to ask for. Buster, do you have some non-negotiables, like for a personal horse?
I do.
Pretty reasonable, right? Like, what's your two non-negotiables?
Damn sure gonna stand, be sound,
Right.
and all four. Get the ground solid.
He wants a super sound horse,
Yep,
and he wants him to stand tight.
Yeah, and give me
Perfect. And here's the thing, I think soundness for Buster is probably because everything else he can fix. Like, if it doesn't stand tight, Buster is man enough to hobble that motherfucker and leave him overnight and not be sad. And he'll make a good horse out of him. And another thing that I want for people to stop doing is I really want to stop hearing so many people come to me and say, oh, well, Pat Pirelli will... Okay, well, I see lots of Pat Pirelli people do a lot of groundwork, and I don't see them ride those motherfuckers very often.
It takes them 30 days to get on one.
Yeah, it takes them. That's right. What I am telling you guys is horses are big, they are dangerous, and they are not worth getting hurt over. So my following, my customers, my tribe, y'all are going to get some testicles. Buster and I will lay some stuff down around here, and I'll probably video it. Because the way that I can say this is, I don't agree with throwing it down, tarping it, and then spraying it in the face with the water hose. That was disgusting to me. Because all you're teaching that horse is to disassociate, and when he does get up, he's traumatized. But if you lay one down easy and you sit with him and you pet him and you feed him a cookie on the ground and you let him take a breath and then you get him up easy and then tomorrow you do it again, he learns all of a sudden that you're in control, that you can get him in a compromising position and not be detrimental to him. Another thing that I really, really like to do is I like to hobble train horses. It's something I never did when I had race horses, but my pony horses were always hobble broke. I've seen people say, I would never hobble break mine. I've seen them get tangled up. I've seen them. You're right, but let me tell you something. If you have a horse that's hobble trained and they happen to paw through a rope or they get their leg caught in the fence, they can be there 7 hours. And when you get home from work, he's going to be standing there not hurt, just waiting for you to get his leg out. But if you have a horse that you've Pat Pirelli'd and you've babied him and he's just... that motherfucker is going to be degloved and need euthanized from the same accident because he's going to fight and fight and fight and not go into right brain. Oh, I'm caught. I need to just stay here. Somebody will come and get me. So there's a lot of things that I picked up over the last 36 years of being a steward and a student of horses that I just think are non-negotiables. And I want to start teaching my clients how to do those things. Because your horse should get on and off the trailer with no hesitation. I'm going to throw the lead rope over its back, crack the door, and you better jump your fucking ass in there. And if you're not, we're going to work on it. You're going to do it. Because I'm not. I'm not going to pull on you. You know what I never want is to have to get the buggy whip and whip him, and then that motherfucker's kicking at me, and now I've got to get you. Buster, how many times have you been kicked loading horses?
A whole pile.
A whole pile. It's not fucking worth getting hurt over. So mine, they're going to get their ass in the trailer. And I'm going to be able to open the slant, and you're not going to run out of here. I'm not going to have to remember to untie you, because if I open the slant too fast, you're going to run out and catch yourself and be flailing. We're not doing all that. I'm not like, this is not happening. That's a non-negotiable for me. You are going to be trailer safe. If I'm in a bind and I need to pull over on the side of the road and my truck and trailer's on fire, I'm going to put you in the ditch. You're going to get out. And I'm going to hobble you in the ditch, and you're going to be right there. Those are non-negotiables for me. And they're things that I think should be non-negotiable for all horse people. If you trail ride, if you barrel race, if you put your horse in a trailer, you know how I saw a man get killed. That's probably what's wrong. I saw a man at the racetrack. He tied the horse in, shut the petition, and went to duck under to tie the horse. And the horse just started pawing, pawed him down, pawed him in the back of the head, and killed him. My dad drug his body out. I was 15 years old. It happened at Blue Ribbon Downs. You can probably find the news articles. I saw it happen. So for me, a non-negotiable is a horse that's trailer dangerous or is going to run out backwards over the top of you. I have people that will say shit like, oh, I've got to get my mini pony or my horse tears the trailer down. Fuck that shit. I'm not. It's okay for you to have a list of them. Little. But let's not be crazy. So when you start looking for something, message me. We have 200 horses here. I have almost $1 million worth of inventory. You need it, I got it. Draft, got it. Pony, got it. Carts, out the back, got them. It doesn't matter what you need, we have it. You send me what you're looking for. I'll send you back what I have in your budget. But be smart about your non-negotiables. And if another thing is, I tell people this all the time, if you buy a horse from me and you feel like you want to make a weekend of it, rent a hotel, come over, we'll saddle the horse. You already own it. Ride it, let you ride it. That way when you leave here, you're comfortable. You know, you don't get home and you're got it saddled and scared to death to get on it. We're not doing all that. Come here, ride your horse. We'll go to Tarrant Ranch and rent tickets for the weekend, go trail ride, whatever. But horses are meant to be enjoyable. I've spent the last 10 years not enjoying this. I've gotten to where I dreaded coming to the barn. I'm not doing that anymore. So I have non-negotiables and I've set boundaries, and that's the way it is. And you need to do the same, not only with the people in your life. Get rid of the people in your life that won't respect you. I'll take a bullet for you. So if you won't pick up the phone in the moments that I just need somebody to talk to, you don't get to be in my life anymore. But I also have non-negotiables with horses. So be very clear and concise. I don't have non-negotiables this long. Buster will tell you that. But if I pick up the phone when I'm bawling, Buster's going to answer. And he'll listen to me bawl and squall and offer whatever advice that he can, or no advice. He'll just listen. Buster can always be in my life. He can go to jail, I'll go get him. He can get in a bind, I'll go get him. He can do whatever. But that's because my one non-negotiable for humans, Buster understands. I'll take a bullet for you. But when I'm in my worst moment, he'll answer the phone. Cheyenne will answer the phone. My staff now that come here, I treat them like family. I really feel like my staff have always been able to tell y'all I treat people like family. In the past, what I learned with people, and this is a lesson, I always teach lessons on horses and humans in all my videos. In the past, I learned that people loved me for their need for me. They needed a salary, so they loved me. They needed a job, so they loved me, and they pretended. And the moment that they saw a weakness in me, they were like a fucking shark. They smelt blood. What they didn't realize is I'm human. So, like, the same human that's done this for 10 years has had, like, a mental breakdown 11 times. So when I have the mental breakdown, shop is still going to be open tomorrow. But I had a lot of staff that had seen my strength, and then when I would have those moments or those days or those weeks that I just needed to get away because Tara is starting to not be mentally, it was like a shark. It made them nervous. This might affect my money. And the moment that they thought that I wasn't going to be able to fork out the money, they turned on me like pit vipers. Instead of being there for me in my worst moments when I needed people, just do your fucking job. You're not going to see me for a week. I will resurface. I'm going to go to Oklahoma and green out. I'm just going to tell you. I'm having a mental breakdown. I'm going to go to Oklahoma to my mom's and eat pot gummies for a week and don't call because I won't make no sense. And if that's what I need to do for my health, I'm going to do it. But humans and horses need to be something that add value to your journey. We get one. We come into this motherfucker alone. We're going out alone. So everything between point A and point B, you can be a little selfish. I'm giving you permission to be a selfish human, that this is your journey. You should enjoy your horses and surround yourself by horses that fulfill. If you want to go buy a killer that's in poor condition and take it home and retrain it, I'm all for that. I will help you pick the best. We'll help them, right? Pick the soundest, most sane one that we can for under $2,000 out of the kill pen. We'll help you. What I'm tired of is people that want NFR Scamper for Clayton, New Mexico Scamper price. Yes, Scamper came out of a kill pen. But NFR Scamper had tons of work by somebody that poured their heart and soul into him from point A to point B. So don't come to me looking for NFR Scamper in Clayton, New Mexico price. Like, you don't get Dale Chavez horses at the NFR unless you're the one that put the training in. So I just want to make it clear that our evaluation process on our traders is pretty damn thorough. But those killers up there, baby, you're going to get what you get. You don't throw a fit. And if you make a post on Facebook that you're unhappy, that's your own stupidity. Ain't nobody going to feel sorry for you. I'm not making any more buyer's guides that code it to the max because you're stupid. Don't be stupid. If you need a guarantee, buy yourself a good one that we know is good and pay a little bit more money. Also, be smart about your non-negotiables, not only in the humans in your life, but the horses in your life. If there's things that you can't negotiate on, be upfront about that. Let Buster and I decide. Does this horse have one of your non-negotiables? If it does, I have 190 something more. Okay? I'm still going to find you one. I still want your business. Just be honest with me. But please don't send me 50 non-negotiables Because you can't afford that horse when I find him. Unless you're a millionaire. And then baby send me whatever non-negotiables, I'll take them. Right?
Exactly right.
Be smart about it. So, this is how our evaluation process goes. And we will continue to make these videos. They're not always going to be nice. They're going to have lots of adult language, and I hope you enjoy them. Right?
Good job. Hey.
Yeah.
You
Love
hit
you,
the.
Sam.
Hey, I don't have a lot of
I know
non-negotiables.
that. Good job.
Oh, yeah. And that's what I hate about people. They start sending me, oh, well, it's got to be 10 years old, and it's got to be a blue roan, and my 2-year-old needs to be able to ride it. I would love a horse that looks like a Hancock, but I don't want it ranched on because I don't want it, you know, a lot of ranch horses aren't that sound. Okay, what do you want to spend? $2,500. Baby, you're not going to get the pony out of my paddock for $2,500. Have you seen the horse market? My fucking goats brought $360 to kill each. I made $700 off of them. I told Jacob, I was like, damn, we're going to fatten goats up. Jesus.